Here, wonderful. And do we have Thomas and the rest of our panel? Jillian, if you'd like to come join me on the stage, and then we'll get the rest of your panelists up and afterwards. Hi, Jillian.
Hi.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Oh, I was so eager to join the ladies' conversation that I popped in.
Yeah. Right. Hugh is Nicole, if you'd like to join, and Thomas as well, and then I will leave you guys to it.
Yeah, I see Nicole's here and Hugh is here. I'm not sure about Dave, but I am going to play a video to start whilst we're waiting for Dave to come on board. So let me see what I can do. I'm going to share the screen, and this is a video that came about when we started Destination Solution, and it was part of the entire collaboration. So we'll start with that, and then we should be able to go onto the panel, if you could bear with me.
Hello, hello.
Hello again, and here we are. I'm going to stop the sharing of the screen.
Take me out entirely here somehow.
I'm just welcoming our panel. And on our panel, we have some of the collaborators from the Digital Destination Solution. We have Nicole Mahoney from the US, and she is from Break the Ice Media. We have Hugh, who is from Green Team Global, and he's also based in the US. And we have Thomas Müller, who's based in Namibia from Rainmaker. We were supposed to have Dave Glynn, who is the chairman of the Victoria Falls Association. Maybe he'll join us a little bit later. But before we start the panel, I just wanted to introduce how this campaign came about. At the time when we started the association in January this year, everyone was very eager, and we talked about COVID as something that may happen or may not happen. By the time we'd set up the association and February came, and the day that nobody traveled, the 27th of February came about, we really found that we had this wonderful marketing strategy that we wanted to roll out for this destination, but we were very short of funds. Nobody could dedicate any funds, and more than ever, the destination needed help. So we were able to reach out to wonderful people across the world. There was 11 partners from around the world, and they basically came on in a sense of community to aid the destination in empowering itself digitally and creating a marketing campaign. So that's really how we came about. And it's all the sadness that we've had in business in tourism, it's really important to bear in mind how wonderful the sense of community was. And it really is a guiding hope, which is why the solution for us was very important to be able to share across the board with everybody else. So let's start. Hugh, this campaign was specific to the region. It was Vic Falls and Casa, but we anticipated as a template for any destination in any crisis. And you as Green Team Global, you're a social media and PR company. How do you embrace this, and how did you work with this so that it could be worked and changed according to any client?
Sure. First of all, thank you, Jillian. Can you all hear me? I want to make sure that, okay, great.
Yep.
First of all, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. As Jillian was saying, we were very eager to be part of the team to help Africa's Eden or Victoria Falls, because we've been doing it with other destinations, including Peru, the country of Georgia, and Guyana. And basically what we're doing with Africa's Eden is very similar to what we're doing with other destinations. As you know, the messaging right now, and I still think we're in a crisis, is all about transparency, helpful, empathy, being optimistic, but not yet real, optimistic, but realistic, and also a little bit elevated. The work that we've been doing on Africa's Eden has been very unique in the sense that we started from ground zero. Working closely with Jillian, we build their Instagram and Facebook pages. And I think we've grown it from 0 to about 1,000 each. Most of it, I think, are all Jillian's friends, by the way. And it's all user-generated content, as we've done in other destinations, and also working with our partners. The Victoria Falls Association has some great partners, some great content, and we've been able to tap into that.
Thanks for that, Hugh. And yes, I did beat the drum and got everybody to sign up as my friends, but really, I think it does show that there's an organic need for great content out there. And what you said about people being humble and looking at a more sensitive approach to destination marketing. Nicole, we ran the first, and I think we really were the first virtual travel trade show in Africa last week. And there was a sense of this, wasn't there? There was a sense of everybody being just so happy to be on stage and to see everybody. What was your feeling about the event last week?
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was a lot of fun actually to be with everyone, not just from Africa's Eden, which you have great partners. They're so enthusiastic about the destination, really excited for the opportunity to participate in the first virtual travel show that we hosted last week, but also the travel buyers from across the world that were participating and very eager to learn about the product, to make relationships. And one of the things I think is great about what we were able to do in partnership with you, Jillian, is to be able to offer that type of a connection right now when we're all grounded, right? We can't travel to see each other and to meet in person, but we were still able to be online in a venue kind of like this, where we could all see each other and interact and connect and really start to make those connections now for the next travel season. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, you're right. And despite with a few technical glitches like we've had today, the sector was so excited to see each other that when we were waiting for the meetings, everyone was like, hey, we've seen this person, we saw this person. We didn't get to meet at ITV, we didn't get to meet, but it's so great to see you. And I think that was an overriding feeling. But looking further afield, Nicole, just on the same topic, do you think that we are going to ever go back where we won't have these virtual events, or are they going to be a feature of our digital marketing campaign in the future?
I think it's the latter. It will be part of your digital marketing campaign in the future. There will be a place for in-person events, and they will return as soon as we're all able to travel and gather again. But what the virtual events do is give us an opportunity to connect outside of those live events. We can be more targeted with who we're connecting with. So if we wanted to focus on a certain market, it's a lot more affordable to do that. And the other thing I love about it is the opportunity to meet more than one person or more than just a few people from each of the travel buyers' businesses. They're able to have more people involved in the meetings, and that means more people gaining the knowledge and gaining the relationships, more opportunities for those people to sell the destination. So I think that's a great benefit.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there'll be some comeback with traditional events, but certainly I believe, well, for our destination, virtual events are here to stay from now and into the future. Thomas, you've been involved in the digitalization of marketing for the tourism industry for many years now. But I think you're finding, as we're seeing today, there's a greater ease and comfortability with digital solutions in tourism. Do you think that this was initiated by the COVID crisis, or was it something that was going to happen regardless?
I think, like with video conferences, the technology has been there for quite some time. But people were too comfortable, business went too good, and there was no urgent need for them to change. And they just fall into the traps and doing the business as usual, paying huge tolls and amounts to distribution platforms and so forth, and completely neglected and forgot that, sustainability, sustainable travel, responsible travel starts with economical sustainability. That's the ground and the foundation. If you cannot achieve that in a destination, you have no means to even think of social and ecological sustainability. And I believe that the Corona crisis has made people more sensitive and aware of sustainability aspects and of responsible aspects. The only thing we need to do is to tell the traveler what danger they do to a destination while booking through platforms rather than direct. So what we have seen here is that Corona, the crisis situation, crisis means decision, right? From the word heritage, crisis means decision. So I believe that many hospitality and tourism businesses and many destinations now are at the point for taking a decision. How do we want to operate? How do we want to pivot? How do we want to change to get better off this crisis after, like we have entered it, right? So, and now since most of the destinations don't have tourism, don't have customers, don't have guests, now they got the time to even think of that, right? And now they got the time to think that through. What must we do in order to stay afloat, to get better of this crisis? And to me, digital transformation of a destination, building an ecosystem, taking back control of your own visibility, your own digital presence, the reputation, the marketing communication, and the distribution is key for economical, sustainable tourism development. If we don't use the huge opportunity we have now due to Corona, that window of opportunity, then destinations will definitely lose. And we can see that on all the inquiries we're getting from all over the world now.
No, you're right. And I think Corona is more of a catalyst for taking control of our digital destination. We see with other partners for this digital campaign, for example, Where2 is one of our partners who helps us build and our members build digital itineraries. And that was already being used in the systems, but they realized, let's reach out to destinations, let's build this out for destinations, or one of the other partners like online travel training. They realized so many people are at home, so many people want information about the destination, let's get out that information as best as possible. So Hugh, I think what we've seen, and you said we went from 0 to 1,000. Yes, we'll discount. I had a lot of friends who followed me. But do you think in general there's been a far wider use and participation of social media during COVID?
I don't know. Maybe it's been growing because most people are at home with nothing to do except work and checking out their social media channels. But one thing I've seen is a better use of social media. And I think with destinations that have really done a great job of that is putting their community front and center. There was an interesting panel before that where some of the panels were talking about how do we sell Africa through Africans, whatever that means, the community. And I think there's a great opportunity right now to basically let the community tell their story. So one of the things that we're going to be working on Africans Eden, and we're doing it with other destinations, is we want people that a visitor may encounter to tell their story. And so what is it a day in the life of a ranger? Or what is it a day in the life of a cook that you may encounter? Or is it cooking classes? And you're seeing a lot of destinations actually put together these really interesting videos and stories of people that you may encounter. And it's a great way to keep the destination top of mind. So that destinations are being much more creative on how they're selling themselves and how they're using social media. That is, that's for sure.
No, you're right. I mean, Nicole, when we were doing the virtual show, we had exactly what Hugh was talking about that we would run on social. In the sessions that were educational or entertainment sessions, we had people coming on board and just talking about their experiences in the destination. Do you want to talk a little bit more about what we did and how we integrated a more community sense in the virtual show?
Yes, I'd love to. And I think that's a great point, Jillian. One of the nice things that you did with the programming for that show is to offer a nice wide variety of educational opportunities with fantastic panelists, which is another thing that virtual events can offer that live events, might not be able to, because it's easier to commit to be on a panel when you don't have to worry about the travel and figuring out, the dates that you'd be traveling to that show. So you were able to grab some really, really fantastic panelists that spoke to the audience, and people just loved the information that they learned. But then also mixed in some entertainment, and you had a beautiful welcome song that we played at the beginning, which really got us off to a great start. We had some drumming lessons, which were a lot of fun as a little bit of a stretch break. And then the networking, you had a fantastic band that finished off the show at the end. So mixing together the education with the business appointments and the fun really helped with the connectivity for everyone, really feeling like they were experiencing the destination, they were understanding what it was all about. They knew the challenges that were ahead of them, and everyone was there to work together and figure out how to get through this. So I think it was hats off to you for putting together fantastic programming for that.
And for your team for keeping us all together. But yeah, we only have 4 minutes on this panel. So what I'm going to do is just give a shout out to the rest of the team. There were people from Hills Belfort that collaborated, Peter from Target Creative, Julia from Online Travel Training, Moses from Windrush PR, Where to, the technology solutions from our online providers. So thank you so much. And we really are appreciative to Benjamin for letting us talk about this and giving this template out to the rest of the destinations who may be experiencing crisis, or maybe destinations that just want to build this digital platform. And I'd like to end with a question to Thomas, because I think that this is very important, especially within the African context. So Thomas, what do you think, when we're building this digital solution, we did have a lot of our members and a lot of people participating who already had a digital presence, whether it was within their business or it was, for example, the drumming companies or people who could provide this. But how are we going to provide a digital solution to smaller SMMEs and community projects that might not have this connectivity?
Thank you, Jillian.
Just in 3 minutes. And I know it's a long question, but can we sum it up?
It's very easy to answer. So what we do, we usually work with destinations and tourism authorities in a public-private partnership model, and we work in a freemium business model. Mm-hmm. So our goal is our DNA is to keep more tourism spent in a destination for sustainable tourism business. This is what we do. We democratize technology, premium fair price model. So we're focusing entirely on the emerging, the small, the medium, independent hospitality and tourism businesses. We're not there for the big guys. Now, what we do is we give that technology That's where the democratization comes in, inclusively and pervasively into the destination and all the small guys. So everyone would be able to afford it, even the smallest one-person shop. And I think that's key. If you want to build an ecosystem, it has to be inclusive and it has to be pervasive in order to function. Otherwise, it can't create the network effects. And then it has a huge positive impact for the entire destination, its businesses and its people.
No, and you're 100% right. And we're all ready. Africa's ready. The world's ready. Everybody has some sort of mobile phone device. And this platform that we've built as Africa's Eden Digital Solution with Nicole and Hugh and Thomas has given everybody the ability to jump on and reach that global market, regardless of your size or what your business is. And I really encourage destinations to take an example from that and engage different partners and look at this collaborative approach that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's there, the content's there, it's on a digital sphere. So let's bring it together and reach more audiences. So with that, thank you so much to my panelists, and thank you so much for supporting our destination. And we look forward to going forward.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much, Jillian. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you so much.
Africa.
Thank you and Thomas, really appreciate it.
Goodbye.